Hey, science learners. Welcome back to What Questions Do Scientists Ask, which is our second day. And if you haven't completed your runaway pepper experiment, that means, oh no, you need to double back and make sure that you've got that done, because we're going to talk about it in this video. All right, so runaway pepper, what happened? Well, you should have already filled in the bubbles in your journal, the before and after bubbles, and completed that experiment. Let me show you what happened when I did that. My before, if I was looking down into the top of my bowl, the pepper looked like it was pretty much covering the top, right? And if I took that soapy finger and I went straight down into the center of the bowl, there was a clear spot. And all the pepper shot to the edges of the bowl, right? And it went pretty fast if your bowl was nice and clean and it hadn't been contaminated by anything else. And so I guess that's why they call it runaway pepper, because it sure ran away from my finger when it was soapy in the center. All right, so that should have been our results, right? Wasn't that cool? I always think it's a fun way to get started. So now we got to figure out, though, what happened. What happened there other than the pepper shot off to the sides? What do we think happened in that? And to do that in science, we call it claim. It's what we think happened in the experiment to cause a result, a reaction, right? And then we have to have proof in something that we saw in our experiment. We call that evidence. So I want us today to do a class, claim, and evidence. When we start getting pretty good at it, we start doing it on our own. But today, for sure, I want us to do a class, claim, and evidence. So you see where I've written claim and evidence right under my before and after pictures. And then I drew a line down, not all the way to the bottom, but sort of to the bottom, right? And so today I want us to do that. So you pause the video, go ahead and set up your class claim and your class evidence spot. Then in the future, it might say my claim and my evidence, which is fine. But today we're going to do it all together. Okay. So claim. A claim is what we think happened in an experiment, to cause a change in it. So let's think. What happened in our experiment? The pepper shot around to the side. So what do we think caused that? Do you think that there was something in the soap that made the pepper shoot to the side? That's a really good claim. So I'm going to write, I think that there was something in the soap that made the pepper shoot to the sides. Because obviously I had a reaction, right? Hopefully you had a reaction too. So I'm going to hold this up right here. That's our claim. I think there was something in the soap that made the pepper shoot to the sides. That's what we're claiming happened. Pause the video, write this down. I want it all to be the same this time, because in the future we'll be coming up with our own. All right. If you're back with me, we're going to work on the evidence part. Now, evidence is proof. So if I had to defend myself, I could say, well, okay, I think that there was something in the soap that made the pepper shoot to the sides because this happened. And there's no other reason I can think of that what would make it do that. So we're going to come up with evidence. And our evidence in this case, it is that the pepper acted differently before I put the soap in. And then it did something after I put the soap in that was unusual. So we can write the pepper reacted differently once I added the soap. Now, I could test that, couldn't I? Sure I could. If I had a dish, this time of clean and clear water, just like before, and I had the pepper, and I sprinkled a little bit on the top, just like the other day, and I had my clean finger, I didn't put any soap on it, and I stuck my finger down in the center, is it reacting the same way? Which is why I say in science, one new question leads to more new experiments. So is it something in the soap, or does it do it for everything? Could we test more things the same way? Sure we can. So what I would like us to do here at the very bottom of the page, and I dripped a little water on mine, but that's okay. Paper dries. Is I can put any questions I have. I can put what in soap makes pepper react. Or I could put, do other liquids make pepper react the same way? Do other liquids make paper react the same way? Is it just the soap? What about vinegar? What about rubbing alcohol or hand sanitizer? What about soft drinks or Kool-Aid or anything that you can imagine? Could we not test those? Sure we could. If you have any other questions or wonders, you can always flip and write on the back of the page 3, okay? Because remember, the backs don't have numbers, and so there are extra space in case we need it. Don't write on page 4, though. We've got that for something else coming up in the future. All right, one more thing to do before we leave you today. So did we go over the runaway pepper experiment and talk about what happened? Yeah. Did we make our class claim and evidence? We sure did. And if you need to, pause the video. Let me hold it still and close so you can see a little bit better. Did we come up with new questions, maybe leading to new experiments to try out? And have we added claim and evidence to our glossary? We've done everything but add claim and evidence to that glossary. So we need to flip. Do you remember the glossary parts you created for me? It should be tabbed on the side with a sticky note. You're going to go, let's start with claim. So we're going to go, this is the A page. Well, claim doesn't start with an A. Claim doesn't start with a B, but claim sure starts with a C. Claim. What we think happened to cause a change in an experiment. I think that the pepper, there was something in the soap to make the pepper react by shooting to the sides. I might not know what it is, but I know there was something going on there that in the soap that made it react. What we think happened to cause a change in an experiment. You can pause me if you need to. And then we need to go to evidence starts with a E. Evidence. What actually happened in my experiment that could prove my thoughts were correct? What actually happened in my experiment that could prove my thoughts were correct? Because the pepper reacted to the soap, I know there's something about the soap that's causing a change to happen. That's my proof, right? So if I had to say, well, there's something in the soap. And then, of course, that could lead to more questions. Is there something in a lot of different liquids? And then we could start thinking about things like the chemistry, the chemicals that make up the soaps. And we can start doing things like testing them with various tools that scientists use to see how different chemicals, liquids, how different they are and how they react to other stuff. And if you were here, I'd give you some of these and we'd try it out and test different liquids. And maybe we could save a part of our experiment. Maybe we can save pepper and water that hasn't got the soap and pepper and water that we have added the soap to, and we can test them to see how they're different. Maybe their chemical makeup, their chemistry has changed in some way. Can't wait till you get here. Oh, I'm looking forward to it so much. So we can add to our science knowledge. All right, one last time. We definitely went over the runaway pepper experiment. We definitely wrote a class claim and evidence. We came up with new questions, hopefully leading to new experiments to try. And we added the words claim and evidence to our glossary. Have fun, guys.